Welcome to Make Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the imagosphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Make Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Make Corp, Beckers.
Last time on this podcast, we made the video game Outer Space Business Tycoon. How'd that go?
Well, our game about breeding humans in the space frontier, doing the business, and then doing the big business.
All sizes of business were covered.
Doing the business to do... Anyway,
I'm in the business of giving you the business, and business is good.
That kind of business. Okay, so people like it. They really like it. It's because people like love business. Like to remove themselves from reality, right? And they like to play games that are a fantasy world where they, make lots of successful money and have lots of sex. Okay. So it did good.
Good.
Business.
Good to know.
Because nobody does that in real life.
Okay. So this is our Halloween spooktacular. Can you tell? Can you tell by all the spooks?
Ooh.
Spooky. And Beckers sent me over some Halloween candy to celebrate the holiday, but sadly the interns got into it. And I didn't get any for myself. Also, I have not seen Jeremy Pippin, the intern,
Jeremy Pippin.
since he took my candy from me. I don't know if these two events are linked, but Becker's candy is out there in the world with Jeremy Pippin, the missing intern. Weird. Hey, Beckers, can you tell people about how they can give us game ideas?
I can. You can tweet them. Tweet us game ideas with the hashtag GameMakeCorp. And you can also post, we have a Reddit, and I'm sure someone's going to post there. I can feel it coming. Someone besides Bryce. And that Reddit is also r/GameMakeCorp. So please give us game ideas because Bryce isn't very good at them.
Wow. Okay, well then why don't you just show me how it's done with your best game idea?
Gladly. So it's Halloween month. It is the month of Halloween.
I mean, not when you'll hear this, but when we recorded it, it was Halloween. This is very close to Halloween. There's probably some spooks still happening in your vicinity. You can feel them.
You're on your Halloween hangover right now when you're hearing this.
And we're bringing you back. We're going
to take you back in time like 2 days. It's Halloween.
Close your eyes. You're there again. It's Halloween. Put on your Halloween costume to listen to this. And remember the good times.
And somebody's watching you. It's all spooky.
Ooh.
Ooey.
It's us. We've got the new technology.
I'm right
you watch us. We watch you. It's great.
I'm outside of your house. I think it's time for Make Corp to come out with a maximum spooky horror game.
Maximum spooky.
Yes. So what do you need to make a spooky game, Bryce?
Spooks.
Yes. Okay, so let's...
Also games? I think, okay, we got spooks, we got game.
Yes, okay.
One of each. I've done this recipe before.
Where is our game? Where is it going to take place? What's a spooky place? Because, it's normally, it's like a abandoned mental health hospital or...
Beckers has played exactly one spooky game.
And it was really scary. And I played Outlast, you guys, and I didn't last. I did not outlast. I didn't finish it. Maybe I'll play it again this year. But I don't think so, because I like to sleep. Okay, so where's this game going to take place? Where's the spooky place?
I mean, Did you want me to say asylum because you were leaning that way? But
no, I was just listing off examples. Okay, so Bryce's house is very spooky, so let's do it there. So maybe like his basement would be scary. So what's the goal of the game? So if it's going to be at Bryce's house, because it's the maximum spooky.
Okay.
Maybe you've been kidnapped by a spooky, psychopathic game company CEO, Bryce, and you have to find your way out without being caught.
So what you're saying is you've kidnapped me and taken me to my own basement.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Fine.
I mean, to be fair, no one would look for me there. They're like, Bryce has been kidnapped. Where will we find him? Not at his house. That's not how kidnapping works. Let's check everywhere else.
You're making a very large jump in assumption there, and that would be that someone would look for you.
Okay.
We're friends. This is fine. We're friends.
Tell me more about your game.
So you have to find your way out of this scary basement.
Yes.
Or I'm gonna get out past the horrifying failed games and the worse for wear interns that are still surviving, and then that's the game. That's the goal of the game.
To leave the scary space?
Well, I mean, yeah, you want to like be not scared anymore. That's the game.
Okay.
That's most horror games, right?
I mean, isn't this so? Is the game to get out of the scary space or to not be scared anymore? Is this a game about teaching people bravery? I'd be like, this might be a spooky situation, but you don't have to be scared. Learn self-reliance. You're kidnapped, but doesn't mean you have to be scared. And as soon as you learn bravery, it turns out it wasn't all spooks. It was the darkness made it look like there was a scary monster, and that was ropes, but really it was a washing machine. And
just like that episode of Rugrats.
Yeah, that one that we all know about.
Yeah, everyone knows about it.
Tell me about it.
I know everyone likes Rugrats. It's exactly what you described.
Excited for the reboot?
What?
There's
no Rugrats reboot.
They're making a CGI reboot of Rugrats.
CGI? I don't want to see Tommy's head in CGI.
And it's going to be all Pixar. It's going to be like if you took the Rugrats, you took Mr.
I don't
Rugrat.
believe you.
Would you like to place
Mr. Pickles?
Mr. Pickles. That's
Stu
actually
Pickles.
funnier. I didn't actually expect his real name to be funnier than Mr. Rugrats. But
Stu
it turns
Pickles,
out
Stu and Dee Dee Pickles, and their
Yes.
sons, Tommy and Dill Pickles.
Is that his real name?
Yes.
I forget that this is...
I didn't realize that you were so uneducated.
What kind of life do you think you could live if your name is Dill Pickles? Hello, I would like to apply for this job. What's your name, sir? Dill Pickles. Please leave my store right now. Please get out.
Why is he the only one that has to live with this curse? So we're gonna make a spooky game.
Okay. And it's about living the life of Dill Pickles. The horror that your parents have laid upon you, laid at your feet.
And at one point you hit like age 9 or 10 and you realize you're gonna have to live like this.
Yes.
With this name. And also something's wrong with your brother's head. It's really lumpy. That's really scary. That's really scary too.
Did you not? Okay. Do you know that there is Rugrats all grown up where they're teenagers?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you know about that.
And he has hair, so you can't see how lumpy his head is.
But they're also doing the CGI. And then later there'll be a CGI all grown up. They didn't do
I'm gonna like put my fingers in my ears and pretend I'm not hearing this.
I also appreciate that they believe all grown up means like 15. 15. Once you have reached 15, you are all grown up. There's nothing beyond that point in your life.
We are advanced grown up now.
Yes, we're an uncharted territory. Nickelodeon did not know there was anything else after 15. The entire Nickelodeon corporation is run by 13-year-olds. They're like, man, the old age of 15. We're gonna put Mr. Pickles there in that life, and just dream of those days. We're gonna live through this fictional animation that we're making.
They probably figured, what's the oldest group of people that still watch cartoons? And they'll cap off age at that. Because they might as well, everyone older than that might as well be dead anyway.
Remember that episode of Rugrats where Tommy pretended to be an adult and he drove his car to work and then he drove real fast and then the copper pulled him over and gave him a ticket? But it was a ticket to the Rugrats, or not to the Rugrats, to the Reptar on Ice, because that's also a name for a ticket.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird that that's both called tickets.
We are so wildly off topic right now.
What's your game about?
I think it's a living life as Dill Pickles. That'll work. Why don't we move on? Do you have
I have a game idea. I have a game idea. I have recently, on my amazing Twitch channel, twitch.tv/lastgeekplays, been playing through been playing through Dead Space. And I got thinking to myself, with my brain, which I do on Tuesdays.
Only.
What if we made live space? What if we made a game where instead of you being a human person, in a world full of the dead, you are a dead in a world full of the live. It's a live space. Not like MySpace. It's live space. And
it's our space.
So you start the game, you wake up, turns out you're a zombie. But everybody else is live. They're a live human. And you'd be real scared about that, because what is a human going to do about a zombie? They're probably going to be real mean to you. So you're scared. You're just a lowly zombie just trying to get by in this world, but everybody's trying to kill you like they do in the horror movies. There's the Day of the Dead, they're killing zombies. There's Shaun of the Dead, dead zombies killing them. Every experience you've ever seen, people were killing zombies. And now you're one of them, and you are scared for your life. Spooky. What are you going to do?
You're going to invest in a lot of makeup so that your graying, disgusting corpse skin is not obvious to the world, because you're going to have to assimilate into society.
Assimilate this? They're not the Borg, Beckers. They're zombies.
One of us.
Yes, that's what the Borg say. Everyone knows the great Star Trek line, one of us, we're the Borg, one of us.
Star Trek's for nerds.
What are you?
A Rugrats fan.
Okay. Well, what's the terminology for, what's like the term for Rugrats fans?
So there's like Trekkies and there's Potterheads and Twihards, there's all these different names for different fans of people, that's what right? Rugrats were just called like
diaper babies.
Rugrat.
The name of the fans of Rugrats are called Rugrats. It's not confusing, I promise you. We're Rugrats, we love Rugrats. Hi, I'm a baby. I love Rugrats.
Babies.
this is a game where you're a zombie and it's real scary for you. Do you have a game idea, Beckers?
Okay, sure. This is a really similar game, and that wasn't on purpose. So this is a game it's a Halloween themed game, but it's not actually very spooky because I have to sleep at night after playing it, right? So I want to play a game where you slowly realize that the person you're dating is patient zero in the zombie apocalypse. So
it's together, a game about your life?
Am I patient zero or is my husband patient zero?
I mean, it's a game about you dating the patient zero, so I would assume that would make your husband patient zero.
How did you... Okay, cut this. How did you find out? Okay, we'll have to take you into a back alley later and do the Men in Black, like, thing.
Yeah, that's how that works.
We have that technology.
we just go, we take you in back and we go, and then you forget. You just keep saying that until they're like, yeah, I don't remember. Whatever you say.
All I remember now is that you're an idiot. So this game is going to be a slice of life adventure full of love, laughter, and brains.
Okay, because most games don't have brains. Nobody in Tomb Raider had brains.
Have never felt love before, so it's perfect.
It's a new concept.
It's going to be a new experience for everyone. So you have this person, and you just realize that they never...
What's their name? What's their name?
It depends. Are you dating the female or the male?
Male.
Because...
What's the guy's name?
The male is gonna be Brian, because it's close to brain.
Okay, what's the last name?
Smith.
Brian Smith.
Okay, well, he wasn't a zombie to start with.
Okay,
like, he was a regular person before.
Brian Smith's a bad name. I don't want to date him. What's the girl's name?
Damn it. Her name is Sally.
Okay, so are these brother sister?
Well, you're not dating them both.
Okay, but...
Or you could, I guess. But that's a DLC.
That's a special game. But you met this family, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna date one of you.
Yes.
Let me feel out your names, and you know what?
And they got sick one day, and they were just like a cold, and they stayed home from work, and you left. You went to work because you got to make that bread. And
wait, are they like living with you?
Yeah, you're at that point in your relationship.
Okay,
already.
So it's you're not like dating. You're in it to win it at that point. How long have you been together?
You're not engaged. Okay, wow. I don't know why you know so much about my relationship with Brian and Sally, but we've been together for 6 months. We just moved in together last month when his lease was up and he wanted to move out from his sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they got sick.
So they got sick, and it was just a little cold. And you left and you went to work. And unbeknownst to you, they died while you were at work, but then they rose from the dead also while you were at work. But they didn't really realize that now they're a zombie.
Okay.
It's just like, wow, I died, but I don't know that. So so they wake up and they have they're super hungry and they eat all the meat in the kitchen and they don't eat anything else. And they only eat it raw. Yep. And you come home and they're feeling a lot better. And then I I think they... Okay, no. Okay, so they know that they died.
Backers, do you ever watch Netflix?
No.
Okay. So, do you know Drew Barrymore?
Let me finish my idea first.
Okay. Yes.
Brian knows that he died, and now he's trying to hide the fact that he's a zombie from you. Fuck. You're right.
Tell me what I'm right about.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, so there's a Netflix series that is about someone's wife who eats brains or something like that.
The Santa Clara diet, and Beckers is just absorbed it into her brain and then is going to say that this is a game about Brian Smith. Which, isn't that the name of the character from the American Dad or the other one? It was the other one with the alien.
Roger.
Oh, it's not one of the
Stan.
Because they're the Smiths, and there's I thought one of them's named Brian. No, the dog in Family Guy is named Brian.
It's Tangent City today.
The other one's are the Smiths.
Mm-hmm. Brian Griffin, Stan Smith.
Okay. We've been doing
I'm sorry. I absorbed it from the brains that I ate from when I became a zombie.
Beckers, we've been nailing it out of the park with game ideas today. I do not think we could really make this kind of high quality craftsmanship without our investors. Can you tell me a little bit about the great people who make this podcast possible?
You can invest in Make Corp to help us come up with really good ideas and share them with you by going to patreon.com/lastgeek and signing up to be a subscriber to our excellent podcast. And then you can do something like get a shout out on our podcast, like Aaron C., who supports us in our amazing content creation journey.
Yes. And speaking of amazing content creation, I have content in the form of a video game.
Oh man, this sounds good already.
This is a 2-part video game, 2 experiences, 1 game where you know the best way to make money is by saving money. So I'm going to save us some money by taking 1 game experience, splitting into 2, selling it to 2 people, same time, great life. So this is a game where you're a tough shooter man. You got a gun and you're going to go through and shoot all the baddies. You've got a blue coat. Everybody else has got a red coat, and so that's how you can tell that you're on the good team and they're on the bad team. And you're up in their army base and you're just shooting them, or just running through, and they're shooting you back because, to be fair, you are shooting them. It kind of seems like if somebody came in my army base and was shooting me, I'd probably do it also.
It's a description of like war.
Yeah, that's someone's always got to do it. And then you're blue man, not to be confused with the Blue Man Group. They're not. Never again. We're not going down that road again. You're just a normal man with a blue jacket, and you shooting the people and going through the level and just killing them all. And then there's shooting
the red coats.
Yep. And then there's the second video game experience. And this is where you are a new recruit to the army, and you're showing up to your first day of army camp, and you got your cool new red jacket that they gave you, and you come through and you just see bodies everywhere, carnage. You are horrified of what kind of monster could have done this. You're just going through like checking closets, just like you want to find out what the mystery of this place, what could have happened. Scared of could this creature that desecrated all of your friends be coming back? Are they still here? "Oh no, what are you gonna do?" So when the blue man plays, then he's making all the game level for the red man, and it's a spook game for red man, but blue man's got a shoot game, and then when blue man goes through and he finishes all the levels, he gets a bonus objective of stop. There's one more baddie, got to get him. And that's when this scary red man, the monster finally comes out. He's been walking through just trying to, like, I don't know, grabbing flashlights, and it's all dark now because the blue guy knocked out the power, and it's all spooky, and there's just blood everywhere. It's so grotesque. War. And then the monster comes out, and it's a battle of wills. 2 games, 1 experience.
So one of them is a horror game, the other one's it's a shooter game.
Yeah. I was gonna call it red versus blue, but I think somebody took that. So it's magenta versus turquoise. Completely original.
I guess we can do that. So what is the blue guy doing?
The blue guy is
he's just walking around following the trail of bodies?
No, so the blue guy's the shooter man. Blue guy's shooter man,
I mean the red guy.
Red guy is he's been sent he's like got the objective of like go to first day at army school. And then he shows up, he goes in the front door, and there's just bodies everywhere. And then, like, the objective, like, crosses out, and it's like, find out what happened at army school. And then you're
it's like a detective game.
Yeah, it's now, like, a mystery of, like, what caused this? What am I gonna, like, can I stop? Like, is there a monster here? So it's like, you gotta find out the mystery of army school.
It's a spooky detective game, and then the lights are broken by the first guy, and there's corpses, and perfect.
Yep, so we only have to make the game once for the blue guy, and the blue guy makes the content for the red guy.
Right. And then at the end, they find each other, and they settle their differences.
Yes.
And they become purple.
Yes, purple is the color of love.
That is when they are together in friendship.
Yep. They rub their jackets together, and it turns out they were just spray painted those colors, and underneath they were both purple, and they were all on the same side all along. And maybe it's a game about how we're all really alike in being scared of blood all over the walls.
Yeah, and one guy is wearing, the red guy is going to be wearing blue underwear, and the blue guy is going to wear red underwear.
And then
to show that they were friends all along.
And then all of the guys who you thought were murdered stand up. It turns out the guy just had a paintball gun. He didn't know. It was all an exercise teaching people about love
and friendship.
Yep. And that the game has a happy ending now. Both of them. 2 games, 1 experience, happy ending.
But it is really, really scary until the end.
Yeah. Especially like the red blue guy has to go back through, and he's almost has to experience the same thing that the red guy's been going through, because the lights are out for him too. He has to backtrack through all of the carnage. He has to see all this blood, and like he has to witness what has happened. That this was his doing. The bodies don't disappear like some of those video games. They're there. You have to witness. But then it's just like, oh, it's a paintball. They're just very good actors. They really sold it.
And then everyone stands afterwards in a circle and claps and says, "Good job.
Yeah.
You've learned the lesson that we came here to teach you." And now there will be no more wars in the color world. At least not between red and blue, but those other different color, the green people, those guys are assholes. We're really gonna kill those guys.
Wow.
And then we'll come out with purple versus green next year.
Okay. Well, until we come up with that, do you have a different game idea?
I do. I have a game where you play as a clown.
Yes.
And you're trying to do clown stuff like juggle, make balloon animals, entertain the children. But everyone's just really scared of you because you're a clown. So you do this this is going to be an ironic game where everything you do to be a good, funny clown and entertain the people.
Beckers, can you define the word irony?
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, well, irony is when you expect one thing to happen and the opposite happens, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be an ironic game where you are a clown and everything you do is to entertain the people, but no matter what, it always gets messed up and scares the shit out of everyone instead.
Tell me how. Tell me when.
Okay.
Tell me where.
Okay, so you go to a birthday party, right? To do clown stuff.
The fact that you keep referring to it as clown stuff is a little unsettling.
Clown stuff. And
hey guys, I'm sorry I can't stay long. I've got to go do some clown stuff.
And just like right at the start, all the makeup, it really freaks people out. You already look like the villain from It, so nobody's into it to start with. So you start blowing up.
Has there ever been a movie about a clown that wasn't this? It was a scare time. There's never been a good clown. Even Bozo the Clown was like, okay, I see you. I see what you're trying to go for, but if you were not giving out prizes for your little antics, nobody would want any part of this.
You're right, honestly. The only two clowns I can think of are the clown from It and then the clown from Air Bud.
Wasn't he the bad guy?
The mean dog owner is the clown by trade. Yeah, those.
He traded.
So clowns are terrible people, but you're not. You're just trying to be a good clown, okay? You are really just backwards. You have no idea. You've
been blind to this entire
You've been blind, and so you went forward with choosing clowning as your profession. Very foolishly.
All that money invested in clown college.
And you spent all this money on a big nose that honks when you squeeze it, like, huh? You know what? You got the nose and the makeup, big wig, colorful.
Yep.
Trousers.
All
waist. Anyway, so you got this stuff. You go to do clown stuff at a birthday party, and you blow up some balloon animals. You blow them up.
Blow up those animals.
And how can it scare everyone instead? Right?
I mean, they would explode.
You could explode, right?
Okay.
Or you make they explode and everybody jumps and they get scared, so you're like, okay, well, that sucks.
My favorite part in all horror movies is where there's the scary thing where it's like, oh, jump scare, and then the people are like, that sucks. Timmy got murdered by the Axeman. That sucks.
I think this should be a VR game.
A VR, okay.
And everyone else in the game they think they're going to play a horror game, so they're really like if they're me, right? They're really scared already. So they're really on edge, and then a clown comes in and they're like, "Oh shit. Oh no." And then like the balloon pops and it's like a jump scare. And the clown's just trying to be a good clown, but
see, now,
really
now that like
scared.
you're presenting other people into this experience where you're a clown and other people are the other characters and they think they're in a horror game, I feel like most of the levels are just going to result in the entire audience trying to beat the crap out of you. You're just trying to survive.
Well, they can't.
They can't?
They can't. Nope.
They don't have the tools?
They don't have the tools.
Because the good horror games, I mean, personally, in my preference for horror games, have you actually like interacting with the scares? Becker's plays the ones where there's just the spooks and you got to run away from the spooks. I'm not about that lifestyle.
I'm not about any lifestyle that is spooky. So you scare the people, the balloon explodes. Or maybe like you blow up a really, really big one and it's very scary to the small children. I don't know.
Very large balloons, the most scariest.
The point is you effed up, right? So then you select your next option and that would be juggling. So you reach in to get your colorful balls and instead you realize that somehow you accidentally grabbed eggs.
Okay.
And they're just about to hatch. So you're tossing them around in the air and then they hatch, right? And it turns out what was in the eggs was actually something like spiders, really big spiders.
Okay, so you throw spiders at children.
Just terror ensues. Yes. Yep. Everyone's really scared because that's actually really, really scary.
Can it start raining and then all your makeup starts to run?
Yes.
Okay.
And then all the children start to run. And you go, oh no, wait. And you start chasing them like, no, everything's fine. I'm a good clown. And they're all like, holy shit, this man's been throwing spiders at us and now he's chasing after us. And maybe when you went to go catch him, you were just about to start your sword swallowing act. So you had your swords in your hand and you're running after the children.
The image of a clown with his makeup running covered in spiders chasing down children pleases me. I feel like the clown in Air Bud, like 90% of the time, like he had the makeup on, but only like halfway. Like he put no like effort into his craftsmanship. He wouldn't even need the dog, the very good basketball dog, if he had just applied his makeup properly. I mean, he was still a clown, but
he actually just went to like clown technical school, so he didn't get the full course on makeup application. Yep. They skimped on that one. He didn't go to a very good accredited program.
I feel like the one thing that we've really learned from the games this episode is that you really need to learn how to do your makeup well, because there are a lot of situations where it's going to really get you by in life.
Yeah, like hiding the lumps on your head when you're Tommy Pickles, and also hiding the fact that you're a zombie from people, and then also to be a good clown. Or a scary clown, because that's the only kind of clown.
All clowns, scary clowns. If you're listening to this right now and thinking, one day I'll be a clown, I'll show them, I'll be the best clown, and really by being the best clown, your only real option is the scariest clown, because that's all clowns are. Whoever looked at a clown and said, that's a good idea, you're bad, you did it wrong. I saw one person who did a painting of a clown.
Was it the sad clown?
They hung it up on their wall and they thought it was a very happy clown, but really that was the scariest picture that has ever existed, and it's out there. Be scared of it.
What if we do have someone who listens who really wants to go to clown college?
That I would tell them not to. Please, like, hey, you know what? Go to clown college, do it, learn how to juggle, learn how to blow up balloon animals, learn how to throw swords, because that's something clowns do.
I said swallow swords.
Swallow swords, throw them, swallow them, whatever your taste is.
He had to take like special lessons. And breathing fire, he can do that too. Like that thing.
Do all of that stuff. But then when they get to the part where they're like, hey, put on the wig and then this, like, make your face all makeup-y.
Horrifying.
Don't go to that one. Skip that class. And then
just do all this with a regular face and you probably would be a lot more successful.
You would do it. Just be a funny man. Hey, I'm a funny person. Look at me. I can do all these things that you would associate with the clown, but I won't scare you. I'm the good one. That's the good clown, is the one that's not the clown. We believe in you, Jeremy Pippin, wherever you are. Your dream of being a clown can come true as long as you take off that scary wig.
Jeremy Pippin, he's dead.
What?
Okay. Isn't that our intern?
Yeah.
He died.
But he had that candy that you gave me.
It's weird.
Okay. What's the name of the game?
The clown doing his best. Clown does his best.
Best clown. The best clown. A horror experience.
Clowning around.
Clowning around the town.
Clowning around the town.
The horror game.
Spound.
Yep. What other rhymes?
Let's get down. Clowning around the town.
Clown stuff. Gotta go do my clown stuff.
Clown gang. Clown squad.
Wait, this is squad? There's more than one?
Yeah, you can choose your different clowns to start. You work for a company that quickly loses its stellar reputation.
What were they something beforehand? Or were they always clowns?
I don't know. Where does circuses get their clowns? I don't know. Oh, no, they're just a clown company only.
Okay. Was there any point where are we?
It's like a temp agency for clowns.
Are we suggesting that in this world there are good clowns? Are we presenting a reality in which even if this man was very successful in his clowning, he would still be a clown and be bad at his entertaining of others?
Yeah, because even the best clown is
a clown.
Uncomfortable at best.
Yes.
You know? You can tell jokes. Yep.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me a joke that might be included in this game experience?
That might be included in this game experience.
Yeah. You can select one of the options, like
knock knock.
Who's there?
Clown.
Clown who?
Clown breathes fire and burns down your house. No, Bryce, you think I can come up with jokes on the top of my head? What do I look like? A podcast host? God.
Okay, one more time for the name of the episode. What's the name of the game? Put it on the side of the box. What are we calling it?
Clown mistake.
Clown mistake. Final answer.
Whoops, a clown. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoops, a clown.
Well, that's been the show and the game, and it's spooks, lots of them. I'm sorry if you're gonna have trouble sleeping tonight because of all the scares that were present. Now to do the thing where we say other words like, hey, do you like listening to Bryce? That's my name. I'm also on another podcast called Ready Set Gamecast, where we talk about video games. It's available every other week, and you can open up iTunes and find it there. Ready Set Gamecast. Can Beckers tell people how they can help the show in the ways of rating or reviewing?
You can go ahead and find us on these podcast apps, and you can click 5 stars on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and now Spotify. And you can put Beckers is the greatest, and then we'll get more people to watch us and listen to us and my voice.
You can't actually review us on Spotify, to my knowledge, but if you have Spotify, we're there. That's a way to listen to us.
We're on Spotify, you guys.
If you were like finding us on the street, like just people were burning copies of this podcast onto CDs, and then once in a while you'd be walking home and find it on a CD, you could go open up your Spotify and listen to us without having to pick up trash off the ground. But we're not trash. People just want to get us out there in whatever means possible with CDs. Well, that's we also have a Twitter. On twitter.com, you can go to Game Make Corp and find out all the cool clips. Sometimes we'll put stuff from before the recording. Sometimes we'll put stuff after the recording. Sometimes Billy the intern will ask for Cheez-Its. Don't give them to him.
Especially not after midnight.
Yeah. I heard Mr. Pippin ate the candy after midnight. I'm sure that's probably...
Yep.
I'm sure that's why it
had to
work
put
out.
him down.
Wow. Beckers, where can people find you?
Isn't that the question? So I think I'm gonna opt out this time, because by the time this episode is released, I think I'll probably have a new Twitter handle and a new Twitch name. So why don't we, if you want to find me, you can look at some kind of episode description. It'll probably be there. All right, Bryce, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Last Geek. Last Geek Plays on Twitch. Last Geek Plays on Instagram. And you can find the video version of this podcast, as well as my other podcasts and other content, at youtube.com/lastgeek. To help promote the Patreon for Last Geek, patreon.com/lastgeek, me, Beckers, and my other co-hosts, Darian and Teddy, made a cool video of us playing Stick Fight, which is now available for all people at youtube.com/lastgeek. And it was a good time, and you should watch that content. But this brings us to the end of the episode. All the spooks are done. It's okay now. You're safe. We're here.
You can come out now. Out from under the blankets. It's okay.
Yes. Thank you for listening. And remember, have fun.